My name is Stephen Mathis. I'm an American who has never left the United States before. But in the summer of 2016, I was able to go to Japan and experience a life outside the United States. I traveled to historic cities, rode on more trains than I can count, ate a ton of new kinds of food, but more importantly, I saw what life was like outside the United States. So join me as I show you my trip to Japan. This is 2 weeks in Japan, an American's adventure. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of Japan, and a reason I really want to live there: the trains. Now, while some people may say they want to live in Japan because of the historic places, the food, the island life, which is all wonderful, I would say that something that is amazing for me as an American living in a city with not a huge infrastructure of public transportation would be the trains. I was dumbfounded when I saw the extent of the trains in Japan. There are so many of them. They crisscross the country and take you to almost every part of it. Unless you really want one, for day-to-day life, you really don't need a car in Japan. There are stations everywhere, and the trains are never late. I think we were late once on a train to Ise, but the conductor apologized profusely, and I was hurried off the train so we wouldn't continue to be late. It was amazing to see how dedicated they are to their timeliness. We rode on a number of different kinds of trains while we were there. We definitely had the sardine treatment now and again on commuter trains, yet I didn't feel like I was uncomfortable. I just felt like I couldn't move around. But people were polite and courteous when getting on and off. We also rode on the pride and joy of the train world in Japan, the Shinkansen. I knew it as the bullet train. The train felt like an airplane, even the windows sort of resembled it. And when it got going, it went up to 200 miles an hour, except it didn't feel like that at all. It felt fast, but not that fast, because it was so smooth. It was a wonderful experience, far better than a plane ride. The culture of trains in Japan is very much ingrained. The people there love their trains. They have models of almost every one for purchase, and a huge museum dedicated to the development of trains. You can see the early steam engine models, the commuter trains of old, the tech advancements in electric trains, and the development of the Shinkansen. There is even a huge diorama of the trains in Japan with a presentation of them. It was like a story with the trains as the characters. I've never seen that level of love for public transportation in America. That is why, if I do live in Japan one day, that will be one of the big highlights of day-to-day life: a reliable, quick, and highly efficient public transportation system. It sounds weird to think that that is a highlight, but take a trip to Japan and you'll see why it's amazing there. So that's my take on trains in Japan. I hope you'll join me next week when we talk about the city of Ise. See you next week.